This is me asking AI what are the top 5 albums of every decade.
This is from the 60s.
Yes. Number 5. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced?
So, some of the solos on that album have made me literally cry tears, even after hearing them thousands of times. So that's not even fair. So you've got Manic Depression, Love or Confusion, Hey Joe, Red House, When Cries Mary, I'm pretty sure.
When Cries Mary is great because that's, of course, it became other people's song. But there's something about Hey Joe. I say Hey Joe a lot because my boss, his name's Joe. And every time I see him, I'm like...
Every time you say Hey Joe, you think of Jimmy?
Like, Hey Joe. And it's like, I think of Jimmy.
Every time I wake up, I think of Jimmy.
Every day.
Number 4. Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited, 1960.
Okay.
That, to me, okay.
It's his best songs, probably. And he writes a lot of songs. Dylan is not a guy who's going to be like, okay, I'm going to give you quality. He's like, quantity is what you get, and there are some hidden gems. I mean, he finds some diamonds.
I will say that Highway 61 Revisited is the pinnacle of Bob to me. Pledging My Time is on that album. I love that song. So, like, the songs by Bob that I love are on that album. But outside of that album, I'm not really crazy about Bob.
Number 3, The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed.
Ooh, yes. Love Gimme Shelter. You also...
What else is on that album?
Can't Always Get What You Want.
Okay. I mean, we're talking about one of the pinnacle rock and roll foundation albums, kind of, probably. You know, every single war movie has Gimme Shelter in it. So we're talking about literally one of the pinnacles of rock and roll albums, probably.
Okay, so next.
The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds.
The Beach Boys had a lot of popular albums, but...
So...
It's great, it's not...
Here's my take on the Beach Boys. My good friend, the leader of the Retro Trees Army, is what I know about the Beach Boys. It's his appreciation of the Beach Boys that made me listen to the Beach Boys. The songs you just listed on this album are obviously the ones I probably have listened to the most. And honestly, Jason, I know I'm breaking the fourth wall, but I listened to this hour or 2-part, it might even have been a 2-part episode. It's a podcast about rock and roll shit. They did an episode on the Beach Boys, so I learned about all the crazy shit that went down with all the guys in just the real world.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So cool shit.
And number 1 is the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Jeez, man. Like, okay.
Are you fucking kidding?
Is that the number 1 album of the 60s?
So it's not the White Album. But
you know what's crazy? The Beatles blow my fucking mind because I wouldn't even if this had started out with us guessing when the Beatles albums come out, I would have guessed that Sgt. Pepper's was like 72. But I know their last album was 70, I think. But
67.
Was the last album?
No, Sgt. Pepper's.
So it just is crazy that album is so old when still to this day it could come out and it still feels
like the thing is you'd hear it and you'd be like, okay,
it would still be number 1 hits right now.
They don't give you a lot of like amazing technical stuff, but as far as the Beatles go, like everything is top tier.
There's also a sexy Jimi Hendrix cover on Live at the Fillmore of Sgt. Pepper's and the Lonely Hearts Club Band song, which is pretty rad.